Today I want to go over filling out a mix because I think it's super important. You can have all the basics, the drum, bass, the guitars, but it's what lies in between those elements that make it kind of full and polished and professional sounding. So here we have an alternative sort of rock song. I don't know, I'll let you decide the genre. Okay, so that's the beat. First thing you can do is obviously add more parts. So if I take out the lead and the actual like the layering guitars, you'll see it sounds quite boring. Right, not a lot of width. That's mainly because these guitars aren't panned wide, which is good because I want more power in the middle. And one of my favorite things to do first to fill out a mix is to add a pedal note, which is just playing the root chord of the key throughout the entire chord progression. Just the root chord layered in with the actual chord progression. It sounds really nice and anthemic. You see the chord doesn't change at all. It stays that root chord. Next thing, because we are just playing simple chord strums, all pure chords, what we can do is add in some dynamics and diversity with just playing notes. So adding in something like a melodic line or just a kind of melodic rhythm, lesser using kind of just simple chord strums. Layering those melodics kind of adds some fullness into it, especially adding everything else into it. So not only are you just listening to just this wall of sound, you're also listening to kind of like, let's just say like bricks poking out, right? There's a bit of texture in there. Now that's just with the stuff we've added. Next, I want to go through adding pads. So here's a pad we added in the second verse. You'll notice taking it away makes it sound very like stark and cold and just sounds like elements are there. It doesn't really sound like they're glued together. Now let's take that pad out. Pretty stark. Certainly as long as your pad is hitting the root key, just like the pedal note would be, it's kind of the same sort of thing, just one is a synth and one is a guitar. As long as they're hitting the same chord, the root chord, everything should work out quite nicely. Now let's hop into Serum and just make a pad. What I'll do is I'll drag on Serum, open up just a little MIDI region, go to the root key. And I'll drag that out for the length of time I need it, which will be this entire verse section. First thing we want to do is add a nicer, slower attack. That's nice. Now this is really harsh. Let's put a filter on it. Cool. Let's add some detuning and unison as well to create some width. I'm going to stick to even numbers just because I don't really need a voice in the middle. I kind of want a wide pad. There's a pad right there. We can obviously do a ton more with the effects, which I probably will add some distortion on there. I like going to the tape saturation. Something like that. I feel like the detune's a little too much. Then let's add another oscillator on there. Cool. Add that to the filter. Now we kind of want it to float. Is there wave positions here? There's not really any wave positions. Let's look for something with some nice wave positions. We'll go to something that's more spectral, like a bowed metal maybe an electric guitar. There, now you can change the wave position. Let's go to an LFO, like that. Now we'll go to some sort of like uneven rate, so I'll take off the BPM. We also take down the area, so it's not really going through it completely. There's a bit of movement. Let's go to the effects. Let's add a phaser. Maybe some hyperdimension. Then we can probably turn the distortion down a little bit. We can even throw on an OT, like a multi-band compressor. A little much though. So that's fine. maybe just a long reverb. Cool. Now we'll just turn it down and let it blend in a little bit. Here's your pad. Another thing you can do to fill up the mix is to add more instruments. So instead of just having bass drums and guitar, let's add some piano or something. I'm going to throw a 𝗠𝗘𝗢 library called 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 in there and see how that sounds. Now, I don't want it to poke out too much. I'm going to throw a pure plate on there. You can throw any reverb on there, or any plate reverb even if you want. Take down the bass and the treble. Now let's carve some space out in the EQ. See how that sounds. Just a bit of movement, a bit of texture. Turn it a little bit. Maybe even just a bit of delay as well. So now let's A and B. Let's do before the texture we added and the layers we added, and then after, and we'll see how it sounds. Now the lead. Now the pad. Now the piano. Let's add in that pedal guitar as well. We'll take them out now. And one last thing you could do to add some depth and some power into your song/beat, a guitar solo. That's it. Those are my tips for filling out a mix. I think they're pretty important. I use pads, all the time. I actually use the 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 piano a ton, and stuff that doesn't even need piano, but just a layer in with a nice piano timbre. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something, and yeah, bye.